So one of the biggest problem for open source developers are that as soon as you get a product which fascinates you a lot, you want to try that product locally in your machine to get the look and feel of that product. But as soon as you jump to their documentation, you see a lot of self-hosting guides which are a lot more complex to understand. Because as developers, we don't have that much of an infrastructure knowledge for understanding all those Docker Compose files. The problem is that we don't want to self-host the product, but rather we want to just try the product by using some simple commands so that we could get the look and feel of that product. And this is the problem which a lot of developer faces. And the result is quite obvious that developers get frustrated and they leave the product just because they could not spin up the product locally in their machine. So believe me, this is not the case with dotCMS. So you have got the problem. I will provide you with the solution. But before that, let's roll the intro. Running dotCMS locally in your machine, you have to just use this image which is present right over here, because this image contains all of the things: your Postgres database, your OpenSearch, and all of the things which is required to run dotCMS, right? All you have to do is to just provide the port mappings, the bind mount for mounting your container data to your local machine, and then you have to just provide the initial admin password. In our case, this will be admin over here, right? So this command right over here will give you a bare bones of dotCMS instance so that you can build your site according to your own needs, right? So all you have to do is just let me just copy this thing from here. Let me just open a new tab and I will be pasting it right over here. And let me just enter this thing, and this will go and spin up dotCMS instance locally in your machine. Now, this might take some time. I will be pausing the video and I will just come back when this is done. Okay, so over here you can see that our dotCMS instance is running because it is saying that we are up at port 8443, which was the port which we have already mapped, right? So all you have to do is to just go to Google Chrome, open a new tab and type localhost, and then we have to type 8443/admin. And then obviously this is not a valid certificate. So what we can do is, since we are running it locally, we can just avoid it and we can just say that proceed to our localhost site. And there you have it, a running dotCMS instance with just one single command. And over here, what you can do is to just type admin@dotcms.com. This is the official email address for your admin user. And the password was obviously admin. So if you type admin and enter this thing, you will be directly logged into your dotCMS instance, which is running locally. Now over here, you don't have a lot to play with. You just will be having a blank dotCMS instance by which you can go and build your own content types by coming to your schema and content types, and then you can build your site according to your own needs. But what we will be doing is, now we will be spinning up our, I would say, dotCMS instance similar to this one, which is running on demo.cms.com. Now this is our demo site, which is available to everyone. And as a developer, we don't like that thing because we want to take things in our own control, right? So what we will be doing is we'll be just pointing our docker run command to this demo instance of dotCMS, and we will tell our docker command to just go and clone this site into our local dotCMS instance, which we want to run using Docker, right? So what we have to do is just come to our terminal, and over here, let me just kill the process, clear the screen, and let's go back to our Lysium instance. And over here you can see the second command over here is the same command, which is similar to the first one but with quite some differences, right? So over here you can see that I'm just providing the dotCMS source environment, by which I'm telling that go and get the source environment or the site which is running on demo.cms.com and just clone that into my local dotCMS, I would say, Docker image, right? And then I'm just providing the username and password of my that demo site which is running on demo.cms.com. So we just go to Google, and if you just come over here and if you just type /admin, and over here the default credentials are admin@dotcms.com, admin@dotcms.com, and the password is obviously admin. And you can see that you are logged into your demo.cms.com instance, right? Now we will be using the same credentials and we will provide to our Docker image, and we will tell the Docker image to go and clone this site for us, right? So let's come back to our terminal again, and over here, before just running the command, let me just go and delete this data volume, which is the bind mount which Docker has created. So let me just delete this thing. Yes, for that. And now I will just copy this thing from here. Let's go to our new tab right over here, and let's just paste it and just press enter. And now this will go and pull your all the assets which were available at demo.cms.com. And you can see this might take a lot more time because it has to go and clone all the images available at demo.cms.com, and then it will, I would say, give you a .cms instance running locally, which will be a similar clone which is running at demo.cms.com. So this might take some time. I will pause the video and I will come back when this is done. Okay, so over here you can see that our site is up. It has cloned all the assets which are available at demo.cms.com. And now for just checking this out, you can just go to your Chrome instance, open a new tab, and just type localhost. And then I have to type port 8443. And if you just enter this thing, you can see right over here, we are getting our same demo site, which was running at demo.cms.com. But this time it is a site which is running locally in my machine. And now what you can do is you can just go over into /admin. And now if you just sign up with the default credentials, and if you go to now this content section right over here, you can see that you are having a lot more contents to play with, right? And if you just go into content model, into content types, you can see that this contains a lot more content types by which you can go and build your site according to your own needs. And if you just come to, I would say, localhost 8443, and if you just press enter, this site is similar to the site running on demo.cms.com. And that's how simple it is if you really want to get the look and feel of dotCMS in your local machine. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you really like the dotCMS content and the dotCMS product, hop on to our community, which is at community.dotcms.com. So see you on the other side.